All right, I am back, and let's make a smoothie together while I talk about all of the things that I think are actually not safe that we were lied to and said were safe, right? I clean my glasses. Um, I filmed this video once already, and I had already taken the smoothie stuff out. So, do I need to take that out? I have it all right here. So, before I start talking, I am going to do strawberries and dark cherries. But I wanted to talk about how we've been fed the lie of one, the American dream, two, that somehow corporate is safer than betting on yourself. Now, this isn't a new topic for me. I've talked about it before on my Substack, and I just don't believe that like putting your life and your livelihood in the hands of someone else is all that safe. And I think that's why when it's come to corporate, I've never 100% felt safe. And it's always like I had my foot hanging and dangling out the door because at any given moment, you could lose all of it, which I did. And if you live in a no fault state like myself, like I live in Florida, so I live in a no fault state. So they can get rid of you at any given moment for any given reason. Doesn't have to, they could simply just be because they don't like you and they can get rid of you. And that to me is scary. So the fact that we as humans basically entrust ourselves and our livelihood in the hands of somebody else is a scary thing, right? So, and I was just sitting here thinking about it, and I'm like, I don't know why we do it, and I don't know why people don't go out there and like really and truly bet on themselves. And I don't know if it's a subconscious thing, and because we were all trained, well, we were programmed this way, should I say. We were all definitely programmed to think about this, and there's only a few percent of people that really go out there and take the risk. Because to most people, we were trained that this, going out there and, being an entrepreneur or, becoming a YouTuber or, being an influencer, whatever it is that you're doing that isn't corporate is the riskier risk, when in all factuality, the riskier thing is over here, because this could go away at any given moment, but you have control over this over here. You don't have control over this, and and coming from someone who worked or has worked for the last 15 years in insurance, in risk management, the safer bet is yourself. Like that is by far the safest bet that you could possibly have, is to just bet on yourself, because you have control over your finances. You have control over what it is that you put out. You have control over, anything that goes into how you create your income. Whereas over here, you're stagnant. They tell you what it is that you're going to do. They tell you how much you're going to make, and they tell you how much, what time to clock in, how much insurance you qualify for, how much we're going to pay towards your insurance, whatever it is. And I'm not to say anything bad about corporate America, because I think we all need to go through a process of being there and understanding, and really understanding if you like it or not, because there are some people that truly love corporate, and that is fine. If that is your thing, that's fine. It is, it's steady. It's a steady paycheck. If you're going in and you're doing what you need to do every day, and, you're playing it safe and making sure that you stay on top of everything. You're getting your certifications if you have a job that needs them, or even if they don't need them, if they benefit you in that job. You're going out and you're doing all those things, and that's 100% great. Corporate isn't for everyone, just like entrepreneurship isn't for everyone, just like YouTube isn't for everyone. Just, it's all kind of a dynamic, and you have to figure it out yourself. But I say all that to say, the less, the less, the less risk is betting on yourself. So I think for anyone out there who's struggling, who has some sort of ambition inside, and who wants to, feels like they're meant for more. But there's this thing over here that, it gives me a steady paycheck. I know how much I'm going to make every 2 weeks. I know all these things, so I'm not going to, this feels risky, so I'm not going to do it. I implore you to really think about, like, is this really safe? Like, if this is what you want, how safe is this really then? Because you're always going to be thinking about this over here, which is going to inadvertently make this less effective and a lot more risky, to say the least. Also, I am using almond milk. This is the Walmart brand. And then this is Greek yogurt. It is honey vanilla. This is from Target. Yeah. So anyway, like I was saying, like, it is, I guess you have to make that determination. But like for me personally, I don't feel that putting your livelihood in somebody else's hands is a safe risk. It is a risky risk, because you can get laid off, you can get fired, they could dissolve the job, the company could go under. There's all these different factors that can happen. So I always say, even if you are comfortable here, you should always have something else working over here to help you in case something goes wrong over here. And I say all this to say, if you look at what's happening right now in America, there's mass layoffs going on everywhere. I just watched a video of a guy on YouTube who is a teacher. Well, he was a professor for a university for 15 years, and they just dissolved his position. So again, it's like, what is the riskier risk? So I just want everyone to sit here and really think about what it is that you want for your 2026. And I need you to be honest with yourself and really ask yourself, am I safe? What is the safer option for me? And I want you to lean into those things and really go out there. If you have the desire to do more, you know that you're meant for more. Trust me, that feeling will never go away. And I do say, trust me, this feeling will never subside. I have been dealing with putting this off for almost 15 years. And had I started 15 years ago, I wouldn't be in the position that I'm in today. So again, I say go out there, do the thing, bet on yourself, because you are the only safe bet ever in life. So make 2026 a year about you and doing everything that you need to do for you, not for anybody else. Make sure that you took the risk for you. Cheers, and I will talk to you guys soon.